Meet Ronin, recognized globally as a premier provider of close protection and pre-hospital emergency care training. Founded by advocate Tim Irvin Smith in 1995, Ronin provides hands-on, real-world instruction that has deeply embedded tactical and medical disciplines, in turn shaping professionals ready for the toughest environments.
Ronin is an organization that inspires excellence in everyone that visits our shores. We essentially want to take the raw material that is a learner and unlock their true potential in alignment with their aspirations. Before Skypium, it was actually difficult to remember. Essentially, we had an analog system. It was all about printing copious amounts of notes, trying to get that information to the learners in a PDF format, mailed to various parts of the world. It lacked any kind of multimedia component. We also lacked the ability to assess their uptake and indeed assess whether they engaged with the materials. All of these things left it as an open-ended question whether they were prepared suitably for the vast journey that they were going to take when they arrived. We tried to offset and unload some of the material beforehand. Was it successful? In some cases, but mostly not. And we'd have to try and make up that gap on their arrival on a 5-week program, which proved difficult more than once. Our biggest training challenges included compliance, and we needed a way to incorporate blended learning so that we could offload some of the guided learning hours on an international basis, given how many of our clients are from overseas. The challenges we put to the Skypium team was, give us something that is SACWA compliant, give us something that understands the concepts of assessment, understands the concepts of moderation, understands the concepts of automated online assessment, in other words, marking tests so that I can offload my staff. Give us the potential to generate some sort of tracking of whether the learner is engaging in that pre-study, whether the learner is succeeding in the uptake of that pre-study. So these were some of the challenges that I threw at Skypium. It evolved later on to further compliance challenges, and all of this we would incrementally face as the space of education developed. That was the ask, and we thought we had put in a big ask, but it turns out it was well within the wheelhouse of the Skypium team. So the question you've got to ask is, did we look around before diving straight into Skypium? The answer is absolutely. We had a look at Moodle. We just found it cumbersome, time-consuming, and just not intuitive. We looked at Scorm. It didn't look very long because when you see the price, it's absolutely eye-wateringly expensive. We found that the Skypium offering was both value for money, but also gave us an environment that we just naturally took to and were able to leverage to our full advantage as an educational organization. It included all the elements that we needed, as mentioned, assessment, moderation, compliance, and it allowed us to do online testing and verify how much learner engagement there's been, especially in the blended early phase of the pre-study. Naturally, with anything new, you go in one bit at a time, not to destabilize the entire corporate culture overnight. We brought in formative assessments on top of the pre-learning. And those formative assessments the students found incredibly useful because they could do them in their own time. They would instantly be marked, they could request moderation if necessary, and all in all, get guidance as to where they were in their preparations for their assessments in the main program. Us being able to generate questions was a massive plus in Skypium. The integration of AI, the ability for us to throw in all of our material and gain an intelligent and cogent question bank that we could randomly draw from, put us in a position to comply with the latest QCTO requirements regarding the randomization of testing, still covering all of the outcomes, however doing so in a way which protects the integrity of the assessment process. And from time to time, we haven't quite managed to get something right, and you need reliable support. All of the team at Skypium are just a simple phone call away, and there have been weekends, there have been after hours. Our world doesn't stop at Ronin. We're dealing with international guests coming in, they're here for 5 weeks. We haven't got time for an outage for a few days. And Skypium back us, and to have someone behind you leveraging your product to the max with your students and feeling like there's a synergy between you and that organization is something that's rare in this day and age of mediocrity. And one of the greatest benefits of Skypium is once you've dialed it into your organization, it seamlessly plugs in and ensures a high level of productivity. And for me, as a senior business executive, productivity is absolutely everything. And this has leveraged our productivity to a new level. Because in the constant evolution that is the educational space, be it CETA, be it QCTO, be it SACWA, or the next evolution, we are simply ready, prepared, and confident that whatever is thrown at us, we'll be able to adapt to using SkyPM and leveraging the AI database and integration. One of the things I particularly enjoy about SkyPM is that I can look into the student's world in the pre-study phase and see exactly how much engagement he is doing with that pre-course study. I can then look even deeper than that with the formative assessments that they do online and see whether there's been actual uptake. So I understand completely the preparation of the student prior to arrival. You can identify those that struggle and those that don't. And this allows you to pitch your teaching at the correct level for each individual. Well, what's next for our organization? With regards to regulation and quality management, SkyPM has moved with the process. They have in-depth, intelligent discussions with you from an R&D point of view, and where they can identify a niche that is going to benefit the entire industry, they are quick to jump on it and to build it into their system. A case in point is their AI question generation, and even the moderation in the earlier days was something that they were quick to adopt and to build in. SkyPM is simply big enough to be effective and small enough to care. And those two components make it a unique product and something that can take your business to the next level.